Hey Kevin.
What's up?
Hey, let me know if you could hear me if I do this. Can you hear me?
No,
Can you
I
hear me?
can't hear you now.
All right, thanks. Let me close these blinds. How are you doing?
I'm good. Uh, staying busy. How about you?
What did you say?
So I'm doing good, staying busy. How about yourself?
Same as always. It's going good. Hey
Good.
Justin. Hey Justin, can you hear us? Hey Rick.
Hey, you.
Hey. Yeah, Justin, we can't hear you. So, so Justin, I met yesterday. We had coffee. We had a good discussion, or actually, we had water, I guess. Um, but yeah, Justin seems interested in helping us out. Um, seems like he has background, so I'm excited to have more engineers like contributing. Hey Joel.
Hey,
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
It's good. I'm doing all right. Yeah, just eating dinner, eating some ramen.
By
So
the way, there's another guy that said he wanted to help with design.
I think that's this. I think that's Justin right here. You mean the email that Jill sent?
Uh, I think this is yet another. Let me see what his name is.
Oh, Rick, you shaved. You shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
not sure if I like it, to be
I
honest.
was like, who's that guy?
The beards are in style. Like, how many times do I have to tell you this?
Yeah, lady.
Thanks for the introduction. I'm
Okay,
working
thank you.
on figuring out what's going on with the webcam. I haven't used Hangouts for a while, so I need to get that set up.
Okay, we can hear you now. That's good. Hey, Jose.
Hey.
How you doing?
There's a guy named Luca who said, "Would you be opening to me?" I mean, this is kind of beyond what we need, but he said, "Would you be open to me redesigning your website? I really like the idea, and I would love to contribute to the project." Anyway, his name's Luca.
How old is that?
18 hours.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, me neither.
I haven't got that.
I know you got it. That's why I was mentioning it.
Was it via email to the
Via
RunMyRobot?
Reddit personal message.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Jose, how was Sacramento?
Hey, it was hot, really hot.
What did you do there?
I visited Courtney because she's up there, it's my girlfriend, and then just kind of came back.
I see.
It's just for date night. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
I'm not just reading your lips, I'm responding to you. All right, so how this usually goes, Justin, I'm sure you're familiar with the standards, but anyway, this meeting is just so like everybody kind of updates everybody else on what they're working on and what they want to work on, what they plan to work on next. Just like that, it just kind of serves as like a regular way to all see each other. I think it helps in that respect, if anything. All right, well, can't really think of like high level things to say. I mean, the company is just progressing. I mean, steadily. You know, it's going to be like this for a while. It's not always like super high.
There is one thing. I'm not sure if the group is totally privy to it. It's just the stuff with Crossing Robotics and them working on a kit for Let's Robots. And I had a conversation with them, and they actually want to make a bunch of their current robots like Let's Robot ready. So like when they want to have like several robots in their shop that can easily be used on the platform. Which I thought was pretty cool. And then like we were talking about ways to add them to the store and like have them do drop shipping and stuff like that. We're still sort of working out the details of that deal, but we may have like an actual like robotics online store supporting us soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I was a little worried that we were, frustrating Robo Empress, but
But yeah, that connection came through her, by the way. So
That came through her. Yeah.
yeah, the Trossen connection.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah. But I mean, I hope she doesn't experience that problem anymore. Although there's this really weird issue that I posted in Discord about, but this is still unsolved and can still affect her and everybody else, which is sometimes, like, I think it's not application related, but more server related or infrastructure. I don't know, but sometimes. Sometimes like the chat becomes inconsistent between windows. I had two windows up. I was chatting the same thing, yet on one window, I wasn't seeing some of the chats, but I was seeing some of the chats, but not all of the chats. And then I timed the user out, and then intermittently, it still allowed the command to go through. So that's a little bit worrying. I mean, it seems to affect all socket I/O things, not just timing out and blocking, but chats and everything else. So anyway, that's something that we still have to investigate, but that still exists. So hopefully it won't like happen anytime soon and frustrate RobotImpress anymore. But anyway, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad things are moving forward with Trossen. All right, well, let's get into the stand-up. So let's see. Let me bring up my notes. All right, so what I've been working on. So, I've been setting up a more tightly secured AWS instance that's under a virtual private cloud. Like all the ports we open the minimum amount of ports as we can, and I think it's ready to be switched over. Did some testing yesterday. I'm somewhat confident that it can be switched over, so I'll test that probably next time I'm at Joel's house so I can use a robot. And let's see, I worked on fixing what RobotImpress pointed out about timing out and blocking not working from the active users list. So that's fixed. I met with Justin yesterday. We had a good conversation, I think. Like, it must have been like an hour and a half or something, but I thought it was good. We got to learn about each other. So I'm excited to have Justin join. I reformatted my computer just to be doubly sure, and I also got my router replaced to be triple sure. I took a dump of the database, which we really should be doing regularly, perhaps even nightly. Yeah, we
want it to all build up. So yeah, completely understand.
We don't want it to all build up. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be taking dumps nightly. And then I did some scouting of some Upwork engineers. I'm going back to Vinod, who helped us with the WordPress styling before, to help us with the right now. If you try to create a message on the forum, the WordPress forum, there's an error message. It's probably to do with the fact that everything now redirects to letsrobot.tv. So if you type in runmyrobot.com, it should take you to letsrobot.tv in the URL. Anyway, so he's going to help us with that. And then also scouted some other Upwork engineers, basically to look into how we could move some of the sessions store into an external store like Redis, and then possibly even stand up multiple instances rather than clustering, stand up actual multiple instances of the app. I mean, we'll have to make the application stateless, but stand up multiple instances of the app and then do load balancing with like Nginx or HA proxy between them. Anyway,
Are we allocating funds to contractors?
No, I'm more scouting right now, just like seeing who knows how much, and like I'm just having a conversation with them to see like who we might want to contract with if we want to. And then I looked through Rick's code just so I could see what I can use for the active users list changes that we want to make. I looked through your code for the active chat command thing. I noticed one thing, which is you added the recent action call after the aggregation step, which would mean that if somebody's spamming left, but the crowd decides to move forward, that person that's spamming left, their commands would appear as if they're pressing forward. So just noticed that.
I don't know what. Well, it's not. Whatever it is, I know it's not right. Right now, although it does kind of tell you who the last person was that pressed the button, but that's about all it does.
Okay.
Correctly. Okay.
And then I plan to look into the changes for the active users list next, and hopefully, if everything is cleared from my plate, I can continue the transition to the new site. Anyway, that's my long update. All right, Kevin.
I reached out to Dan Royer, the guy who had that jigsaw puzzle. That's on Instagram a week ago. Didn't hear back from him, but it said that he was on like a camping trip, so maybe it's just a slight delay for him catching up.
Wait, is Dan the guy that I forwarded you?
No, that's Michael Reed. I emailed him too.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, and he has emailed back as well, but I imagine they're probably busy, so I'll give him a few days.
Yeah, well, just to fill everybody else in, there was this guy who had a viral video like a couple days ago where he created a text-to-speech robot that would read whatever was tweeted to him. And he seems like he's very popular on YouTube, and the video went relatively viral. So
yeah, he has another video that has a robot shining a laser in his eye.
Yeah.
Tracks his feet.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I emailed him. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Spent a few hours looking for new broadcasters, which is getting surprisingly difficult because there aren't many that aren't gaming. So, because if we use someone who's gaming, they're probably not going to really use the robot because it's not their direction, I guess. But and then rearrange the list.
Is Bonsai Baby considered she gamer?
No, she's
gamer. She's definitely creative though.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I took some people off the list that were stopped streaming or for some other reason disqualified. But it's getting difficult pretty much. So I don't know if you guys have any other ideas of how to recruit people, I guess.
I have a few ideas. I guess we can talk about it offline.
Yeah, and then talking back and forth with Bear Conductive, just kind of arranging that project. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm excited to see the T-shirts.
Yeah, did they get there yet?
No. Did yours get to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I sent you an email with the tracking number.
Okay.
And I got an email saying that it was sent out like a week ago.
I'll check. But yeah, we have shirts for everybody.
Yeah.
Next time we see you guys. All right. Well, thanks, Kevin. All right, Jose.
All right, so I have a lot of things to say. Let me start with what I did. So like I said on Slack, I met the CEO of the Silicon Valley Boys and Girls Club, who is childhood bros with the Lyft co-founder. He took my card, and he's excited about the robots, so I'll be talking to him. And before he left my car, he said, I know a lot of VCs, so that's really, I was just excited about that. This happened really early this morning. So that's what I've done. My robots broke themselves, and I have questions, if I could ask. Yeah, so I have a pretty busy next 4 days. So I have to go to both Sacramento and to San Diego. So how's it going with the Parallax bots, and will you guys need my help getting them?
I just got them in the mail today.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's less work. I leave tomorrow night for San Diego was hoping I could finish Rick's telly, and
if you finish a telly, we've got a little bit of a backup priority. So,
pardon?
I said there's a bit of a priority with the tellies. So if we finish one, I would prefer to send it out to like someone who paid for it versus any of us.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's a question. Those are my questions. Yeah. Now, what I will be working on when I'm coming back from San Diego, I will be delivering the Seeing iBot thing for my blind friend in LA. And when I'm in San Diego, I will meet up with Neil from IoT, who seems to be kind of MIA right now. I didn't see a reply from him on that email.
You have the Seeing iBot done and ready?
No, but it's really simple. You just put a Pi on a headband, and then some servos. It's pretty easy.
Cool.
What else? Yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, on Saturday there is that Twitch meetup that me and Rick tried to go to, but was badly organized. So maybe I can hit that up and we can find some more roadcasters. That's on Saturday.
Cool. When are you heading down?
Tomorrow night.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Jose.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, Justin, you want to like introduce yourself? Anything you want to? I don't know. I guess you kind of already did.
Yeah, sure.
Anything that you noticed? I mean, did you get to do anything? Check out the code last night at all?
Not too much. I've been kind of just skimming through the different documentation and just kind of getting oriented to what all's out there, looking at Pivotal Tracker and those different resources. I think this evening I'll have more of a chance to kind of start digging into it a little bit more. And just to say, the two projects that I have, or the two tickets, one's active users list on the front page, and there's some styling issues that come up with that I'll be looking at, and another one is the WordPress login and how that interacts across different pages.
Well, so for the, I guess you can take a look at the WordPress login. I have that other guy also taking a look, but so just to update everybody.
Okay.
So that first thing that Justin mentioned, the active users list, that's some styling issue on the new page. If you go to the active users list, like it basically breaks the page. It becomes too big. There's that, and then the follower count, I think, is something that's pretty modular or extractable and also simple to pick up. So that one's also a good one. So, but I don't know like how familiar you are with WordPress, because I'm thinking that this guy that I worked with before, I don't think he's that familiar other than with like very front end kind of like just moving boxes around kind of thing. So, and this sounds like it's more of a, like you'd have to tail or like look at the logs of the PHP application, things like that. So maybe, I don't know, I think you'd be more proficient at that.
I can just take a look into it. I saw that there was another issue out there for integrating it to the login. So when somebody logs into the site, it picks up the...
it actually already is or was, but now that's broken. That's what's broken.
So I think there might be some relation between those two issues, and that's kind of what I was thinking would be where I would start investigating it from.
Okay. Yeah, if that's like a quick thing, then perhaps, but it'd also be nice to like have you ramp up a little bit on the the main app. Yeah, the React stuff. I don't know. You can take a look. I can give you access to the WordPress stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good. And I'll look into that one ticket, and you can, if you could, think of a few other ones that you might throw my way if I get that one done.
Okay. Yeah, I think the follower count and then the styling of the active users list. And also in the active users list, if you remember at the bottom right, there's that blue icon that also should have the count of how many users are currently viewing that channel. That's also missing.
Okay.
So there's another thing.
Open that real quick and make sure I put that in there. So there's the active users list on new page, big styling at bottom. So that's a separate issue. Okay, I'll make another one for the user count.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
more like, yeah, it's like the number of users in the current channel. There's a difference. So there's a difference between number of people viewing the robot and the number of people viewing the channel, because a channel can have many robots.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, like a channel could be a RoboCaster's channel, like let's say like Rick's channel, and Rick has multiple robots. So those two viewer counts are different. Anyway, I set up the app today because I reformatted my computer. So if you need any help, like setting up the app, just let me know. I'll help you.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. I made a quick ticket on that, and for assigning it, is it just use the owner tag?
Yeah.
For who it's assigned to?
Just put your name in the owner tag.
Okay. And something I heard Jose talking about finding other RoboCasters, and I did the not a bot, the virtual bot, and then when I was telling some of my friends about this project, one of them is a student in the robotics lab at Stanford, and she was saying she might be able to do something similar, with a setup that is the virtual environment she uses for programming robots and stuff. So I don't know. It was just something that in passing, but I'll follow up on that too and see if there's something there that might be good.
That'd be awesome. Let's get the whole Stanford campus aware of us.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna try. I think that'd be a really good
I think that'd be awesome,
connection. That's good. So, and it might be something you guys discuss quite a bit, but I was, some of the things that I'm curious about, at least that I've seen, it seems like there's almost a onslaught of people pushing back against all the efforts that are being in place to try to clean up the chat. Like the more you do to try to filter it, it seems like it just drives more people to, come in and spam things, the offensive things. So I just, that's a conversation I'm curious to hear, like about down, maybe not right now, but I just see like derogatory terms all the time, and stuff like that. So I saw that you guys are working on it too.
Yeah, we're currently working on it. There's like so many things involved for that, for the concept of, I guess, moderation in general, or you could even call it like site branding. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of conversations that could come from that. But yeah, I mean, we'll loop you in if you're interested.
I'm curious because I just see it so much. It seems like it grows. So I'm just curious about that. But those are the main tickets that I'm working on, and that's where I'm at. I'm still just getting the environment set up.
Cool. Yeah, I can't wait to have you up and running. Just let me know. I'll help you. All right. So Rick, you want to go?
What I remember is adding the I've added the active thing, although it'll tell you the last user, but it doesn't tell you all the activity yet. But it should pretty soon. And added the kind of multi-view test on my robots. And I don't know if you guys know, but Blue got kidnapped last night.
What?
I saw some of that.
And people helped me locate his disabled remains in the courtyard. Anyways.
Wait, did it get kidnapped while it was streaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see any of that. So I wonder, what happened? Did Nighthawk record it by chance?
I think so.
He did.
I mean, he was there.
Wait, was this? I really wasn't. I wasn't watching last night. But was this truly maliciously, or was it just somebody accidentally? I don't know.
Not
didn't know what
completely.
it was.
They just took it outside and disabled it and hid it in a bush.
When they picked it up, they put their finger over its camera, and then it goes offline for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's kidnapped.
You think they had any idea what it was?
What's that?
I feel like they knew what it was. I feel like they knew what it was. And we're
Maybe.
just like putting this outside now.
It was odd. Whatever it was, their behaviors. It was a strange night.
I like the user reaction though. I feel like we should stage something like that. I mean,
It's exciting. That's more intense than anything I've ever seen on the website.
I mean, so guys, actually, I have to fly to San Diego. So I'm going to San Diego and picking up my old car, bringing it here and flying back. So it would be cool to have a robot at the airport again. We could do something. If TSA lets it through, I'd be happy to do that.
Okay, well, you have one, right?
Yeah, I have 2 robots. They're just broken. I just have to fix them.
Oh,
We could do something. We could do something.
yeah. All right. Wow, I guess I missed out on a lot last night. All right. Jill, you want to go?
Let's see. So, yeah, last night I got a conversation going with Niels and Aunt, and I think it's Aunt. I think it's Aunt actually. With the bug Aunt. So I got a conversation with them going. They seemed to hit off pretty well. I already started forwarding a bunch of paperwork over to Ant, and I was also in the process of cleaning up some of the docs for him that I thought needed cleaning up. But he's got most of everything. Yesterday, I spent the day building tellies with Penny. We redesigned the faceplate to fit with the new camera, and it looks super good. So I'm looking forward to getting more of those done. I got a call from that place with the Hexa robot, and they're going to go ahead and send us one to keep. And they're going to work with us to get it hooked up to the Let's Robot API, and maybe even mention it like as part of its like capabilities. Like actually, we're public. I can't say too much. Yeah. Yeah,
cool.
And then just like ongoing conversation with Trossin. So they're going to build something that's similar to Little Geeky and offer it on their store. And then there's another thing that we're going to collaborate on right after that. And I also spent some time talking with the IoT Lab people. And my goal of getting some clarity on like what exactly they were trying to do, like, totally failed. I still don't know like exactly what their intention is. They just want us to use their social tools and make a video that's internal. It's really not clear. So I mean, they seem enthusiastic and they've got like this microchip, partner, but it's a little difficult for us because it's like that's nothing like any of the things that anyone on the site is using. And then, like, we certainly don't want to deal with that learning curve. But I did suggest that, like, Microchip might be interested in, sponsoring hardware for some of our broadcasters, and kind of something in that vein. So maybe something will come of it there. I'm sorry, Jose. I tried to talk to them. It was so weird.
I have the same problem. I don't know what they're asking for.
I don't know what they're asking for. Like, you
talked to Neil?
Yeah, and some other lady too. It, like even just the email thread was weird. I was like,
yeah.
They messaged me. They're like, we want to talk. I'm like, okay, here's my contact info, and if you want to talk, okay. And then like one of them messaged me back. It's like, let's talk Tuesday at 2:30. I'm like, okay. And then the guy messaged me back is like, yeah, like, I want to talk now. Are you available? I'm like, yeah, let me, I'll text you as soon as I'm ready to go. And then he just, like, calls me. Says, okay. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's like a whole thing. It's like an adventure that I wish I had to explain, but I don't.
No, I get it.
And,
I get it.
Yeah, and I mean, otherwise today's been a little bit of a slow day. Like, I've had some more unhealthy issues, I suppose, so I was not pushing too hard today, but tomorrow should be normal again. So yeah,
Yeah,
those are my updates.
we should all take a break sometime because I don't because
Yeah.
we work 7 days a week, like all of us. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear I'm glad to hear I'm not the only one. I feel like I'm just slowing down and.
Well, it's hard, but just like pace yourself.
Well, I had no choice. I just my whole I just slowed down.
Yeah.
Slowed down onto the floor.
Literally slow down. Yeah. All
Somebody
right.
had to stop me from falling. It's great. Anyway.
Well, hope you're feeling better.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Anything else that we should talk about?
Freedom Cup.
If we have any immediate ideas to recruit people.
Well, I have some more contacts that are not Twitch or YouTube, so it's like makers that I know on like Instagram or like Hackaday or like I could start talking to Make Magazine because I know a few people there and they probably know people. It's just they're kind of big.
No, yeah. I was trying to find something that I could help on, but I just can't find anyone from Twitch anymore.
It's all right. I mean, as long as we're ready for big, it's probably a good time to start reaching out to them. So maybe start including them. Because I would love to have like a ton bot running around like the make-off and circular as the office.
All right. Well,
How many are you sending out, Kevin?
I haven't said any. Terra Bright was the only one that I confirmed. Well, and Maker's Muse said maybe, but he's in Australia, so I know you guys know.
How many offers are you sending out? Like how many
One.
people are you contacting?
I've only got one confirmed. That's it.
But how many did you send out to get the one?
I have to go back and look out to know the total amount, unless I'm not understanding your question correctly.
Like 10 or 100 or 1,000?
Probably close to like over the whole span, maybe close to like 30, but I have to go back and double check.
30 and you got 2 back or something? That's actually high. That's a pretty high return rate.
Yeah, it was like 1 in 5 or something like that. I have to go back and actually look at the numbers.
1 in 5, yeah, even better. So yeah, all you have to do to find more is send out lots more messages.
Yeah, the issue I run into is a lot of people are concentrating on gaming, so I highly doubt they're going to be interested in having to stuff their main thing to kind of integrate a telebot into it,
Maybe. But there's like a bunch of people on Twitch we haven't contacted yet in the creative space. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't try to best direct our resources, I guess.
Alrighty.
I have a question. What is the proposition that you make to the streamers with the telebot and stuff? Do you just look to see if they're popular and offer to send them one if they're willing to go online with it, or?
Yeah, that's a good question. I usually try to find one obviously over a certain viewer count. Ones that aren't gaming are better. The ones like Bonsai Baby, who are more creative, are great because it's more chance of interaction. But usually I email them, explain what we do, and then make a proposal that we will send them a bot, loan it, which can help them sort of as a way to better engage with their community, just a layer of interaction, I guess, and based on their level of interest, go from there.
Yeah, it's supposed to help augment their users' experience by giving them like physical interactivity.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, right now, I guess, like, the ones that we give them only move, but, like, once they actually can react or interact with things, like, pick things up or, like, shoot ping pong balls at them, I think their fans would love that, because, like, I don't know how familiar you are with Twitch, Justin, but, like, the TTS feature that they have, that became huge. I think like a lot of Twitch's popularity is because of that. And I think users like that because they get a reaction from the user. So if we could get more of a reaction, like if you hit them with the Nerf bullet, you get like an interesting reaction because of that. I think that's a pretty compelling case. But anyway, yeah, it's the interactivity. All right, cool. Rick, Jill, do you guys want to have another meeting? Or are you guys sapped? Or what? What are you guys feeling?
I mean, there's no need.
There's no need.
Well, I do want to talk about the contracting stuff for a second.
All right.
Let's just talk about that.
Let's talk about the contracting stuff then. All right. Well, thanks everybody, for your hard work. Seriously, I mean, I think we're doing great, and we just need to keep on doing great. All right. Thanks everybody. You guys have a good night.
Bye. Take care, guys.
All right. Let me stop streaming.